Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do another video for you guys and gals. Let me get a sip of my water first. Let me get my beautiful radio voice going and let's talk about this. You know, I had someone say in the comments, like, Jason, were you bodybuilding? You're becoming everything you swore to destroy. You were the chosen one. You were the chosen one. No. Anakin. Which I think is hilarious. Because, yeah, I've always clowned on bodybuilding for years and years. But there's a point where our goals change. We have to mature. We have to grow up a little bit. And you can tell me doing that skit right there, I've clearly matured. Very mature. Yes, I still have that scrape on the top of my head from the barbell. I've got this gray hair in my beard, that salt and pepper. I'm maturing. I'm mature now. But here's the thing. Standing around worrying about big numbers and at the expense of looking good and everything else, yeah, it got me some pretty good numbers. But at the end of the day, is that really what I want to focus on? No, I want to be multifaceted. I do want to look good. I think it's good for me personally. I think it's good for my own well-being. I think that it's good for me professionally. Because let's be realistic, that's what people want. When you look at it, by and large, most people care more about looking good. It is what people want. Trust me, I've done the research. And why am I going to stand here and deny it? And I mean, I have to admit on some level, there's appeal to it. Even if I'm going to step back and be honest with myself, if I'm setting aside going, if I'm not going to pursue elite powerlifting at the world level, you know what? I do want to look good. Like, why not? There's nothing wrong with it. And that's the thing I would say to guys. There's nothing wrong with admitting you want to look good. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it upright. So even my own training at this point, people are noticing now in the vlogs, I'm shifting further into the body part split. I am really looking at my training like a bodybuilder. Now I'm really going, I really do need to be looking at range of motion on exercises a lot. Within my ability to do them. Obviously, we have different joint ranges of motion and flexibility. Coming to a point where it's like, maybe I need to reduce the weight. Maybe even those upright rows, I need to grip a little wider. Reduce the weight and bring it all the way as high as I can to failure. Okay? Maybe I need to look at every head. If I'm going to do a split, maybe, because again, I do coach people for this stuff. If I'm going to look better more and more for the camera, I really need to coach myself the way I would coach someone who comes to me and says, Jason, I want to do a photo shoot. How are you going to prep me for a photo? I want to do some photos later. At least I want to do a little amateur bodybuilding show. How am I going to train them? Am I going to train them the same way I train my other clients? No. Nope. We're going to have to pay attention to their rear delts. We're going to have to pay attention to their rear delts. And their side delts. And their upper chest. We're going to have to look at, is the lateral head of the tricep getting enough stimulus? Is the long head getting enough stimulus? Notice none of that means that we need cables or squeezing, but we damn sure need to be using exercises that make sure we hit all those areas. We need to actually develop every muscle in the body. Every muscle in the body. Okay? Still going to keep the heavy squat, bench, and deadlift in there. They're going to be reps. They're going to be heavy. Maybe 5+ reps. You can call it power building. But yeah, I'm going to have to think like a bodybuilder more and more. Even adjusting my split accordingly. Adjusting it, even the split itself has to account for weak points. In arms being the biggest weak point. Assessing my split in such a way to address that. Optimizing volumes. Training hard. Training the little movements hard. Training the little movements hard, just as hard as I trained the deadlift to get it over 600, and do it with good form. Okay? You have to do these things. And keep in mind, also need to announce, I'm going to have to announce it all the time. So if I'm going to be a more aesthetic bodybuilding oriented influencer, it is important to let you guys know that I'm natural regularly. In fact, more often you say it, the better. Hashtag it and everything. It's important. It's important. Everyone needs to know that you're natural. Right? You gotta believe it. So yeah, I guess I need to be natural too. And then up next, maybe I need to find a protein company to give me an affiliate link. That probably won't happen, by the way. I think I pretty well burned my bridges there. Where are they honking at? All the way across the block. There's not even a street there. Probably have burned my bridges with supplement companies, but that's okay. All right? But the joking aside there, no, it is changing my goals. And I can admit I'm changing my goals. And there's a point where we have to just say, we got to grow up and mature. Plus the world itself is changing. The world itself is changing. And I don't think we're in the situation anymore to where we need to continually have that divide between strength and aesthetics. We've had that divide way too long. And it's not doing people any good. We are not better off for that existing. Okay? And I have no problem with saying, look, let's bridge the gap. Other guys are doing it out there. Old school guys all did it. Okay? Old school guys all did it. And I think we need more people kind of saying that. Look, no. You guys who want to be aesthetic, look, you can be aesthetic and still be crazy strong. And then we can pick on them for not doing both. That's how we need to encourage it. That's the culture we need to create. Not necessarily to bully or pick on people. You guys get the idea. Culture needs to be created of saying we can do multiple things at once. We can look really good. Okay, we can have the average person go, damn, they look good. And still be able to move crazy amounts of weight with good form. Okay? These are not mutually exclusive things. They weren't for decades. And then all of a sudden we decided they were. Time for that to go away. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.